Our first presentation is the Business Leadership Award, which was created to recognize a business entity for its impact in promoting leadership principles and practices, implementing programs worthy of example, and fostering growth of quality leadership. Kevin Perry is the president and CEO of Perry Publishing and Broadcasting Company, a second-generation family-owned company. Now, I'm gonna go off script right here. I'm sorry, Allison, but I'm gonna do this because I know this family, and they have represented themselves. They have represented Oklahoma, and I'm so very proud of them. But they are second-generation family-owned company, and Kevin will now introduce the winner of the Business Leadership Award. Please welcome Kevin Perry.
Good evening. I was humbled to be introduced by my friend, Ms. Rita Combs, and her husband, and I want to thank the leadership of Oklahoma. But Rita, you said second generation. I do not want to get fired, so we're going to start talking about the first generation now. Good evening, everyone. Oh, one more time. Good evening. Thank you. Help me out just a little bit. I appreciate that. I'm proud to be in the media business, and I'm also proud to receive the award, a Business Leadership Award. But I have to say that, to me, we are a family business. And I'm proud to stand in front of you as a young man. All I ever wanted to do was work for my father. So this is a Business Leadership Award. Yeah, that's a round of applause. I appreciate that. And so I eloquently call him my best friend, but my guy. And with no further ado, meaning family, I would like to introduce my sister, who is here from Atlanta, Georgia, Ms. Shannon Perry Ostricker. Shannon, would you please stand? Thank you. And then also my lovely wife, Ms. Tori Perry, who's here. And then, of course, our staff. Now, I will get back to the script, but in the radio business, we're impromptu. I know my Hall of Famer, Mr. Lee Allen Smith, and Mr. Matthew Molman, broadcasters, can appreciate what I just did there. So, thank you. As you all heard, my name is Kevin Perry. I'm here to introduce my father, Russell Perry. He started Perry Publishing and Broadcasting Company with the first edition, Oklahoma City's Black Chronicle newspaper. The weekly periodical services the Oklahoma City Metro's area's African-American population and has grown into one of the largest paid weekly newspapers in the state of Oklahoma. Perry Publishing and Broadcasting is the largest privately held African-American owned operated radio broadcasting company in the United States. With our headquarters here in Oklahoma, we own 22 radio stations across Oklahoma, Georgia, Arkansas, and the state of South Carolina. Russell Perry's fortitude and perseverance has matched his grace, faith, and dignity. Under the direction of my father, and at times myself, currently serving as president and CEO, together we have been fortunate to bring more diverse radio and newspaper outlets to the state of Oklahoma. The Perry Publishing and Broadcasting Company continually gives back through many charities and foundations. As a business executive, media pioneer, All-American athlete, and Secretary of Commerce for the state of Oklahoma, Russell Perry has been involved in numerous civic and professional activities and associations. He has been inducted into the Oklahoma Hall of Fame, Oklahoma Broadcasters Hall of Fame, Oklahoma Journalism Hall of Fame, the American Urban Radio Network Broadcasters Hall of Fame, the Oklahoma City Public School Foundation Hall of Fame, and the Oklahoma Afro-American Hall of Fame. He has been recognized by the city of Oklahoma City by naming a street in his name. For myself, I'm proud to serve on numerous boards throughout Oklahoma City, First Security Bank, Oklahoma City All Sports Association, and Oklahoma Broadcast Association. I would like to take 1 second and show you a video, if we could. Please, excuse me, please help me welcome the chairman and my father, Russell Perry, and the Perry Publishing Broadcasting Company as the 2017 recipient of the Leadership Oklahoma Excellence in Business Leadership Award.
I'll say good evening. You know, I'll take special privilege tonight to say to all of you beautiful people, Oklahoma is great, isn't it? I personally would like to honor Steve Turnbow. Steve, congratulations to you and your success, and couldn't be offered to a better person. And to my dear friend and colleague, Dr. Tom McDaniels, I've served 10 years on Tom's OCU board of directors some years ago. And secondly, I served under Tom's leadership with MAPS 3 for the Convention Center and Hotel in Oklahoma City. Tom is a heck of a leader, good for Oklahoma and not only good for the state. I have one thing to say about Tom. Other than that, most of you don't realize that he's from Colgate, Oklahoma. I do. And he received the Colgate's Hall of Fame. That's my research, Tom. And they also tell me that he was a fleeting halfback. I'd like to have seen that. And to the Oklahoma Energy Resource Board, I would say to you that you do what you say. I'm one of your recipients that without words, you came up and cleaned up a lot of my land at no cost. So I want to personally, publicly say thank you. I also would like to say thank you a special thanks to Renzai Stone. It's my understanding Renzai is not here today, and a special thank you to Tom and Sherry Evans. And last but not least, my friends, Rita and Tom Combs. Tom's father and I were very good friends, and it's always good to see the kids succeed in life. A special thank you to my son, Kevin. We would not have grown as we have grown. He's been a tremendous son for me. And in this day and time, I'm very, very proud to say this, with what we have the challenge that we have today in our world. My wife is not here today at 55 years. I told her 43, and she said 55 years. She's been bothered with the sinus, and so she asked me if I didn't mind coming along. But I do have like Kevin introduced, my middle child, and I mean my middle child, Shannon. She flew in from Atlanta. She's an educator in the Atlanta school system. I'd never heard of this. She has been a coach in the English department in the Atlanta school system, so that's new to me. And last but not least, my staff. You could see my young staff that played a significant role in the growth and development of this company. I would say some interesting things, I think, to you tonight. I think, first of all, it's rewarding to me, I'll put on my old commerce hat, to see the sponsorship that continues to support this organization. It's wonderful to see, and I hope it continues. I have a special interest in remarks to Blue Cross Blue Shield, led by Ted Haynes. He thinks he leads it, but Paula Hutt done a yeoman's job. Hello, Paula. I didn't know that you were here. Very good. Paula and I worked together for 10 years, and it was an honor and a pleasure. Thank you. Start off with a statement that I live with daily. Faith supersedes fear. I live with that. Faith supersedes fear. I'm from a segregated community. In the 60s, segregated community, segregated church, segregated schools, kindergarten through high school, and segregated college. In my day, the state of Oklahoma, and prior to that, the state of Oklahoma paid African Americans to leave the state, and they would pay the tuition. So I've been blessed to live long enough to see the cycle of the change. And what I've discovered, there are bad people, there are good people, but there's more good people than there are bad people. And I say this and picture this. In the early 60s, before the Civil Rights, and I know I'm not here to make a sermon speech, but 2 minutes, okay, thank you. I'll run through this. Can you imagine in the early 60s in downtown Oklahoma City, walking through the retail street, Broadway, a young 21-year-old or 22-year-old African American going through the side doors of the retail outlets or going through the back door to sell advertising? Can you imagine that? Well, I did that, and I'll go back to my statement. Faith supersedes fear. And saying that, one example, if it's a young man there, George, Caucasian, selling for the daily newspaper, and we would sit in the chambers together, the marketing director would come out and ask him in the office. Once he finished him, he would come outside in the lobby and ask me if he could help me. Faith supersedes fear. I discovered that I could succeed in spite of it, and that was my true education. And I say this to you all tonight. This is the apex of my career, to receive this great honor by this great organization, to say to you all, thank you. And faith supersedes fear. Let's leave with that. Thank you. Thank you. My son just said, I said, Tom, I meant Sam Combs. Thank you. Sorry, Sam.